Okay, on the upper left of your screen, there's a problem that asks you to evaluate negative a cubed b squared when a equals the value -2 and b equals -5. Well, when you're asked to evaluate, your final answer should be some number, and you are then going to be asked to substitute in the values for the unknowns. The first thing, though, I think what you should do when evaluating is discern what the operations are. Okay, so let me just write the problem. You have negative a cubed b squared. What this means is, I'm not going to substitute yet, but I'm going to put in everything in parentheses and then plug in my numbers later. The most important thing is the operations involved. Well, if a negative is outside of an unknown, this really means you're multiplying by -1. Then we need a parentheses for the cubed term, and we need another parentheses for the squared term. Now you simply take the value of a, which is equal to -2, and you put it right in there. So this is -2 in parentheses to the third power. The b is equal to -5, and we're going to take the -5 and plug it right in there. Okay, so once you have this, now you follow the order of operations. So what do we do first? Order of operations says do the powers first before anything else in this problem. So the first thing we're going to do is bring down the -1. We're not going to use that. -2 cubed is -8. Notice I'm maintaining the parentheses because we're not multiplying as of yet. -5 squared is 25. All right, what's left? Now we have multiplication of -1 times -8, and then the result times 25. Now with multiplication, when all the operations are the same, the order doesn't matter. I'm just going to work left to right. I don't have to, but I'm going to try it in this case. So -1 times -8 is 8, and then 8 times 25 is going to be 200. And there's our answer. All right, here we have our next example right here. And you're asked to evaluate -3xy cubed when x is -4 and y is -1. Again, you're going to rewrite with parentheses. So it's -3. This means times the value of x times the cube of y. All right, so now this equals -3. I'm going to leave this blank. And now the power is 1. That was freaky. And then you have the cube of the y term. Now I'm going to plug in the values. So x goes in here, and the y value goes there. So x is -4, and y is -1. All right, again, what do we do first? Well, I'm going to rewrite everything that I'm not using yet. Now, -1 cubed is -1 times itself 3 times, and that produces a -1. All right, now be careful with your signs. I'm working left to right. Again, I don't have to. I'm choosing to. So this is 12 times -1, and our final answer is -12. All right, in the next example, I'm going to ask you to write the problem down, stop the video, and then come back and check your answers. Okay, we're ready to try this problem. Okay, what does this mean? This problem means you have -5 times some squared term times, again, another squared term. Well, the p in this case is -7, and the q is -3. What do we do first? Certainly the powers, so that's -5 times 49 times 9. Now notice that I did the powers first and did not do the multiplication. So a common error is to multiply first and then do the power, which is totally incorrect by order of operations. All right, so now we get 5 times 49, or negative 5 times 49, so that's 245 times 9, and the final answer is 2,205. Okay, for this problem right here, why don't you try pausing your screen and coming back and checking your answer? Okay. Okay, we're back. All right, this is a little complicated. I'm going to make a note that every time it's a little difficult, I'm going to call it just for fun. That's exactly what it is. Okay. So let's see what we have. I'm going to put in this first set of parentheses, put the division sign, and then put in the next set of parentheses. Now within the parentheses, it gets a little complicated, so let's put in our operations first. So I have a subtraction sign there. All right, now on the left side of this subtraction sign, we have a negative 1 times x times y cubed. On the right of the subtraction sign, we have y cubed times z to the 1. On the right of the division sign, we have x times a y. All right, let's start plugging in our values. So the x is negative 2, the y is negative 1. Here we have y again, that's negative 1, and the z is 0. All right, last term on the right, x is negative 2 again, and y is negative 1. So now the question is, what do we do first? If you need to, you may want to put brackets to make it very clear what's inside versus what's the outer parentheses or bracket. All right, so what do we do first? So well, certainly we have the negative 1 we're not using the negative 2, but we are going to do the power, and that is negative 1 cubed, which is negative 1. Now the good news about multiplying by 0 is that the whole term is going to go out to 0. All right, divided by positive 2. Okay, now we still have to work on the inside here, and there's your bracket. So now we get negative 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Positive 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Minus 0, of course, is negative 2. And divide by the 2. And our final answer is negative 2 over 2, or simply negative 1.